Have you ever woke up in the middle of the night and your furnace isn't working, and on these chilly evenings it's a little bit of a problem? Well, Andrew from HAMCO Heating and Cooling gives us a checklist to run through before we make that panic call. Andrew, what should I do before I call you if I wake up in the middle of the night and my furnace isn't working and it's freezing in my home?
Yes, that does happen to a lot of people.
It's happened to me before.
So we would start with a few checklists. So when you call in, we try to help you out over the phone as best we can. So we'll say, go through your thermostat, make sure you got batteries, make sure the thermostat hasn't had a failure. Okay. Then we'll say, okay, did you check the vents outside? That's usually very common if it's a huge snowfall has occurred while you're sleeping. That can just basically a plugged vent will shut the furnace right off. And then ultimately a filter. Those three things we'll try to go with you over the phone, and if we can remedy the situation, you might be good to go. Now if you can't, then we basically send our tech out and he'll try to find out what the problem is.
And more than likely it could be a kid playing in the basement and hits the wrong switch.
Yes, we had a situation not too long ago where it was actually a friend staying over because his neighbors had actually gone away, came over and was looking for the lights in the basement and actually shut the furnace switch off and then was in a panic, and by the time we got there it was as simple as turning the switch on. So we try to go through our checklist to save you some money, but if a tech does come out, unfortunately there's a fee tag to solving the problem for you.
But you will go through what I need to do before you come out to my home.
So we always tell clients not to rush and say, send a text, because we'll gladly send a text, but there's a fee for that. So if we can help you out and kind of decipher through the call, especially on the weekend, who's a real emergency and who just made a little mistake that can be fixed over the phone, we'll try to decipher those for clients.
Well, I love that. Now let's talk about the temperature in our home.
Yes.
When I'm not there, I put the temperature right down. Okay. Because I want to save some money. Nobody's there.
Yeah.
But you mentioned to me in an earlier conversation that I was wrong in doing that.
I wouldn't go too low. Like some clients literally are trying to cure meat. They're very, very cold. You want a small swing, because what has to happen is once you get home or that next time window elapses and you want it at 72 and you're currently sitting at 60, that furnace might have to run for an hour or 2 hours to get to that temperature. And anything you may have saved, you're now burning because you're spending more fuel. So usually a steady temperature is the best. Now if you're going for an extended amount of time, you can reduce it. But I would recommend just a few degrees. So if you keep it at 72, maybe try 68, 67. So there's a little bit of savings, but not 8 or 10 degrees. It's just too much to make up.
Okay, so my furnace actually had to run even more because I think that I'm saving money, and in the long term, I'm probably not.
You're probably not, no.
Well, where can somebody go to get more information if they are having a problem with their furnace or air conditioning unit?
HAMCO.ca.
Well, thank you very much for all your advice today.
You're very welcome.